I didn't get what you said.
I think. All right. Okay, go on.
So I hope we've not forgotten how to set up Google Tag Manager.
No, it's
Okay, okay, that's fine. So let's move into some deep complex aspect of Google Tag Manager. 1 minute. So yeah, we spoke about what a tag is, component of a tag manager. We also spoke about, that's in the last class, what a container is, and we also showed practical example of how to set up a Google Tag Manager. And we also did that. And yeah, how to set up a Google Tag Manager, and then how to get our tracking code, our tag ID, how to locate our tag ID, and our tracking code that we can place on our website. So, depending on the website you are using, uh, depending on the website you are using, you can actually place your tracking code on your website in different ways. If you are using a WordPress website, you can either go to your theme file editor and paste it under the header code, or you can use a plugin like SiteGit, Monster Insights. Yeah, you can use those type of plugin to put your tracking codes on your website. And if you are using a what's it called? If you are using a website that is coded, you have to copy these tracking codes that are here and paste it in the header section of your header and body section of your website.
okay.
So that's a summary of how yesterday went. Don't worry, as time goes on, when we get to Shopify, how to create a website, you know, I will show you how you can do that. But for now, let's continue. So we would be talking about, since we've created our container, we've how to create a container. You can have one or two containers in your Google Manager, depending on which, depending on what the purpose is. So you can have more than one. If you have a website and you have an app, maybe an iOS app or an Android app, you can create more than one container for those different purposes. So now we want to talk about how we can create tags. Yes, that's what I want to talk about now. How we can add tags in our container. Our container contains our tag. You get me? So I showed you different type of tag we have. We have the Google tag. We have the Google remarketing tag. We have Google Analytics tag. Uh, we also have Facebook tag. We have LinkedIn tag. We have can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we have a lot of tags. So we'll be looking at how we can, set up these tags. That's what we'll be looking at today. Yeah.
Hello.
I'm still with you. I'm still with you.
Oh, okay.
So Can you hear me, please?
I don't
I
know if
said
you.
I'll be asking some questions just to. Yeah, I can hear you. I said I'll be asking some questions to refresh our memory on what we took the last time. So this is how a tag manager,
Sorry,
a Google
Righteous.
Tag
Have
Manager.
you been speaking since? Sorry. Hello, Righteous.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hello, Righteous.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, about
Can you hear me?
40 minutes or for some few seconds, we are not hearing your voice. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. I can definitely hear you. I definitely hear you.
Yes, well,
I definitely hear you. Yeah.
probably not. I don't have to.
Hello. Your network is cracking,
Please check.
but can you hear me? Okay, let's continue then. Uh,
Hearing me. Oh,
okay.
sorry. Yeah, like I said,
I want to be sure.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Really, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Just continue then. Continue. Okay. So I was saying for some seconds, we were not hearing your voice. Probably you were explaining something and we didn't know what
Oh,
you we were just trying to
okay,
share something.
okay. So
I don't know
what
if
I
you were
said
explaining
those times, what I said then was, I said I'll be asking
something.
some questions to refresh um our mind, to refresh us on what we took the last time, to see if we are following or if there's anything I have to go back to. So that's what I said. So I can move on, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to ask a quick question. If you can see my cursor, this place my cursor is pointing at, what is it called?
That's the ID.
Okay, that's the tag ID. Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, let's continue. So let's move on to how to set up tag. How to set up a tag. If you go to the what's it called? The material I sent to you on the WhatsApp group, uh, you would if you are following it, you would know how to set up a tag. So let's take for instance, we've installed our tracking code, our tracking pixel on our website. Then we want to install certain tags on it. Let's say, mm, for instance, what should I use? Okay, let's say we want to install a Google Analytics tag. Do you get me? So the first thing we'll do is okay. So now that you've installed the container on your website, you're ready to add tags. The Google Tag Manager supports tag from Google product and other third-party websites, which I showed you the other time. So to receive metric from Google product, set up the Google tag. First step, in your workplace, click on tag. So in your workplace, this is your workspace. This is where you do all your setup. This is your workspace, as you can see here. This is your workspace. So if you want to add tag, the first thing you click on is tag. You can either click on your tag here or you can click on your tag here. So you click on tag. Then the next step is to add a tag. Click new. To add a tag, you have to click new. So where is new? Okay, let's come here. Then we can see our new here. So we click on new. So when we click on new, we can add our tag title. We can call this Google Analytics 4, which is our tag. So what do? We edit it, we configure it. So name your tag and then configure it. We've named our tag Google Analytics 4. So we want to configure it like now. So these are a lot of tag we have. Can you see we have a lot of tag? We have Google Analytics, we have Google Ad, we have Food Light, we have Google Tag, Conversion Linker, and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. We have Criteo One Tag. Criteo One Tag is an advertising platform for another story for another day. We have LinkedIn Insights. This and that tag. We have Hotjar tracking code. Hotjar it takes video of your website and tells you users' interaction with your website. And we have a lot of Google tags. We have Pinterest tags. We have Canva tag here. We have Quora tag. So now we want to deal with Google Analytics tag. So they said to use Google tag and Google Analytics tag, Google Analytics for event tag together to enable the mention of Google Analytics 4. So to install this tag, the first thing you have to do is to set up your Google tag. So see, to configure your tag, you have to choose the type of tag you want and manage it. So the first thing you do is you set up your Google tag. Then you need your Google tag ID. Where do you get your Google tag ID from?
Okay,
Now
workspace.
let's go to our Google tag app. No, since we're trying to install Google Analytics,
Okay.
we go next. Google Analytics. Go to Analytics, create an account. 6. So this is your Google Analytics.
Like the network is slow.
Why is this thing taking load to load like it? It's taking much to load. It's taking too much to load.
So while it is loading, let me ask some questions. So, what is the use case of this Google Tag Manager?
Because okay,
Like, say you have a Shopify store. I think I understand that part. Like, okay, maybe you have
sorry.
a. I said maybe you have a store or like a e-commerce like on Shopify, right? You can use Google Tag Manager to
Yeah.
use all these other um, apps like the Facebook, like the Hotjar, like all these things that you have mentioned to
Yeah.
see
You,
how
you,
the
yeah.
thing is doing. So apart from Shopify, what do you use
Yeah.
like
Users interaction. Yeah. Can be added to WordPress. Yeah. If you're using a WordPress site, it's can
okay, like
website.
if you're a blogger, yeah,
Using a website, develop web
can hardly hear you.
blogger. You can use for you get me. Okay. Content you interact with the most. Can you know? Oh, okay. Sorry. Am I audible enough now?
Yeah, it's better.
So set up other tracking codes on your website. So this is where you manage your tracking code and all that. So I think the reason why it's delaying is because of we need our Google. This is when we talk about Google Tag ID. Uh, a tag ID identifies that you put okay identify that you put on your page to load a given Google tag. So we can decide to check out where our ID is loaded, which we can see that from Tag Manager since can from here. Let me save this. We'll come back to edit it. Tag. Let me go on for our tag ID. You can go to the admin. So this is our tag ID here. Can you hear me? This is our tag ID
Okay.
here. So we can go back and place and add. So okay, don't forget to name your tag. Google Analytics 4. So we choose it. Google. So you can leave your other settings. There are other settings to configure where here you have your set expression parameter to update your tag behavior. So you can leave that in default setting. Shared event setting, you can also leave it in default setting. Although there are other options, but it's best to leave it at default setting. So this this section, this advanced setting, talks about how you want your tag fire, but also you can set it to fire in published containers. So I will show you how to publish a container. So once it is done, you can click save. So ask you to select a trigger, and you can add it to all page views. So you can save. So that's set. Let's go to the here. Where you uh, hi, Oluwaseyi. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay. Yeah.
I can hear you now. It's just that when you're talking, like it just goes in and out, in and out. So I'm not able to grasp what you're saying.
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
That's okay. That- okay. Let me share my screen again one more time. Let me share my screen one more time. So I will take to over again. Had it. I will take it over again. Do you get me? So that we can okay. So that we can I can carry everybody along. So not that we will be left behind and stuck in one place or the other. So like it is stated here, this is the step in which you had your tag in your Google tag. The first thing is your workspace. Under your workspace, you click on tag. Do you get me? Then the next one you click on. Well, after clicking on tag, you will click on new. Then you will configure your tag and add your tag name. Configuring your tag means you will select what tag you want to add to your website. Maybe it's a Facebook pixel, maybe it's a Quora or anyone. You will select it, and once you've selected it, then you set up your trigger. Then you set up your trigger. Now, before we move to trigger, there is this important part, this number 5 that I want to state. Now, they said if no tag type match, you can create a custom HTML or image tag. Now, this means that if you are trying to create a tag, and then you check your, you click on add new, and you check on configure tag, and the tag you want to create is not here. Do you get me? You
Uh-huh.
search for it and you can't find it. So the thing you have to do is what? Custom HTML or custom image. Do you get my point? Now, this means you would encode the tag, you will encode the tag from the beginning. You get my point? That means you encode the tag from the beginning, which we'll be discussing later. So that is that happens if the condition is met. Which condition is that? If you don't find the tag you are looking for, then you encode it from the scratch. Now, we created a Google tag, which is okay. Under our workspace, we see one added, which is this. So we can click on this tag and edit it. Now I'll change the name to Google tag because it is Google tag we are adding. So uh, okay, I had trigger. Now what is trigger? Trigger, when we are talking about trigger is what, okay, let me use, are you a science student?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you know Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction are equal opposites. And they
Yes.
also know Newton's first law of motion, which says every object continues in its own state of rest unless an
Measure.
external force is added to it to get to change its what's it called, direction of motion. So that is the, let me say, the scientific definition of trigger. Trigger is the forces that cause something to act. Do you understand?
Yes.
So trigger is what causes this our tag to fire. You get to fire on the website. You get my point? So
Yes.
what will allow this tag to read a message, to read users' interaction, is what is called trigger. So under your trigger here, you have different type of trigger. Let me cancel this. You have various type of trigger. You have trigger for all page. Do you get my point? You have trigger for all page. This trigger for all page means this tag is going to read every interaction on all the pages of your website. Do you get?
Yeah, I do.
So what is going to read is what? Trigger type, page view. It's going to read how many times a page on your website is viewed. That's what trigger means. It's going to read how many times a page on your website is viewed. That's what you mean by trigger. Uh, that's what trigger is. So when you go to the home page of your website and you've chosen your trigger to read all the pages of your website, do you get? Then it is only going to read for page view. There are different type of trigger. There's trigger for click. There's trigger for page scroll. There's trigger for video. Do you get my point? There's trigger
Okay.
for add to cart. There's trigger for purchase. You get my point? So there are a lot of trigger. So these are the three basic trigger we have, which is all page, consent initialization, which is also for all page, and this one is initialization, which is also all page. Now, all page means page view. Do you get my point? It means page view. That is how many times a particular page is being viewed. It tells you which page of your website has the most view. That means how many people, which page of your website has the highest visitors. You get what page in your website are people attracted to the most. That's what it tells you. You understand?
Yes.
Good. Now, this consent initialization is just like have you ever been to a website that once you enter the website, there's a pop-up that comes up and like accept cookies and reject cookies?
Yes.
Good. That is what this consent initialization is for. So you can accept cookies. When you accept cookies, that is when we will start reading activities on your website. But if you reject cookies, it will not read activities on your website. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
And there is this initialization. Now, this initialization has to do with cookies also. Now, there's some website you see accept all, reject all, and then you see something like configure. Configure is it they used to say set up cookies or configure, whereby you can select if you don't want to accept all cookies. Do you get my point? Whereby you just want to accept a couple of them. You get me? So maybe you don't want people to track your information too much. You just want them to track, okay, when you check out um of the what's it called? Of the website or what pages you view and all that. So this works. That's what this works for. Now the reason why we are clicking all page as our trigger is because we want this Google tag to fire fire on all the pages of our website. We want it to have access to all the pages of our website. We want it to read activities on all the pages of our website. That's why we clicked on all page. And also we can add exception. We can also add exception. Do you get my point? And here you can also create a trigger. You can create a trigger, but when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. So now, do you understand what triggering is about? Or do you have
Yes,
any question on triggering?
no.
No? Okay, good. So once you've added your trigger, you save your information. Now, if you don't install Google Tag first, you won't be able to add other tags, other Google related tags. Do you get my point? That's why now this Google tag only works for Google related tags. That's tags that are associated with Google. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
It's only associated with tags that are associated. I mean, it's only for tags associated with Google. So now that you've installed Google tag, then you can now add your what's it called? Your Google Analytics. Your Google Analytics 4. Then here it will ask for your measurement ID, your event name. Do you get? And other stuffs. These are the basic things it is going to ask for. Now, to get your measurement ID, then you have to go and set up a Google Analytics account. Do you understand me? You have to set up a Google Analytics account. Before we proceed to setting up a Google Analytics account, let's look at okay, triggering here from here. It said triggering governs if a page tag is fired or blocked. Like I showed you. Optional. Add a note to configure for later reference. You can add a note. If you want to add a note, you can click on more option. Now, okay, let me cancel this. Discard. Then we come back here. Under you see, this is your more option you click on,
Yeah, the three.
and you have your show note. So once you click on your show note, you can add a note here. The reason why you add a note is to know the purpose of why you created this. Okay, you can say added Google tag to all pages of my website to record number of page view. Then you've added your note. So when you come back, you will always understand why you set up this. Do you get this tag? Then you click save. You see your note is added. Do you get my point? So uh, then you click save and you can create more tags. So that's how you create more tags. So you can see I had a screenshot of it. So we have our tag. If you can see from the screenshot, then we can add new, and then we follow the step. We configure, we select the tag. After selecting the tag, this is our custom HTML and custom image. That's if we don't find the tag we want, then we can click on trigger, the trigger we want, and then we can add our trigger, which I've explained the type of triggers we have, and we click on save. So that is how that works. So okay. Uh, so if you want to verify if your tag works, now you've installed a tag on your website, then you want to verify if this tag is working. You get my point? Then
Yeah.
this is what you will do. Let's see what you have to do. Say after you've added the tag, make sure that they behave as intended. Do you feel me? Make sure they behave as intended. To verify your tag setup, click on the preview button. See your preview button here. Can you see your preview button?
Yes.
Good. You click on your preview button, then it take you to see tag assistant. That's where to take to. This is going to test if your tag is working or not. Then you input your website, and then you click connect. Do you want to see a live testing?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's go. Let me go to a live tag. I don't want to use bullet music. I don't want to use HTC5. Let me use SW NOS. Yeah, good. So as you can see here, this is our Google tag. Can you see? We have our Google tag here. So we can check it out. Okay. And we have, you see our triggering GT. Okay. So let me try analytics again. Go. So let's okay. So let's click on preview. We click on okay, let me go back. This our Google tag, you see, we have our Google tag already configured. And we have our Google Analytics already also what configured. Can you see it? Are you following? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was muted. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Now, if you want to check if these tags are working, if you want to check if it's working, then we can go to preview. Why are you taking long? We can go to preview. Then we had our website. Say HTTPS SWA nothing.com. Then we click on connect. You see, it's connected. The web, the website is 1 minute. It's not done. Is the if it is connected, good. See, tag assistant. The version of page is viewable tag assistant window. Do you see what I'm talking about? Then it is
Yes.
connected. If it doesn't bring this out, then it is not connected. As long as it showed this that it is connected, it is indeed connected. So we can see, I see connected.
Okay.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Good. And if we can look at it, we can see this is our what? Google Tag Manager, isn't it?
Yes.
This is our Google Tag. See, GTM, Google Tag Manager.
Tag manager. Okay.
GT, Google Tag. And this is what? what's it called? Forgotten. Uh, Forgotten. Google Analytics. Analytics window. Yeah. So what do you see here? We have summary. We have container details. Hmm? Then we have container name, container ID, container version 6. That's ENV event 6. Source on page Google Tag Manager. Do you get my point? Now, let's see which of our tag. Okay, I'm coming. Where is the other phone? Oh, more. I can't. Oh. Let's continue. Let me message. Let me reply his message. Hold on. Reopen, 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 reopen. Don't close. Okay, it's connected now. So as you can see here, what do you see? Tag fired, isn't it?
Yes.
Tag fired. Now, I can't. Now let's look at the reason why the tag is fired. Now we said tag. Okay, you see, Google tag fired what? 2 times. You see, Google tag 1 fired how many times? 2 times. Google Analytics fired 2 times. Conversion linker fired. Do you know why it is fired twice?
Uh,
Because I loaded it twice. You know,
okay.
the first time I loaded it, it loaded, then a pop-up came up that I should reconnect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I loaded it twice, that's why it's saying fire twice. And we asked it to fire on what? Page view. If we should check. If we should check, we said fire on what? Page,
It,
on all page. Do you get my point? And firing on all page, we have the configuration to be what? Page view. Why are you doing like this now? You see, page view. Can you see below here?
yeah.
So once the page loads, has the page not been viewed?
Mm,
It has been viewed. That is why it is fired. You get my point?
yeah.
Now, okay, let's check our variables. Okay, our variables are not there. Data layer, consent. Okay, consent is not there. We didn't set up consent to it. So these are what fired. Which tag is not fired? No. So therefore, all the tags on this website, on that website is fired. So we have Google tag. Do you get? We have Google Analytics. We have Google Conversion Linker. We have Google Ads Remarketing. This is to connect your Google Ads account to your website. Do you get my point? So that is it. Now let's check. Now this is under Google Tag. Oh. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Can I see it's under Google Tag? Google Tag Manager. I mean, now let's click on Google Tag. This is Google Tag for Analytics. This is Google Analytics. This logo here is Google Analytics. Now let's look at it. What fired? This is the tag ID, tag destination. This tag ID and tag destination, they are connected, and the destination is to this one. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
That's why you see tag in container is still this. So we have our Google Analytics. Why now? I'm coming. We have Google Analytics, isn't it?
Yeah.
We also have page view for Google Analytics, isn't it? We also have debug view for Google Analytics. We also have page view and user engagement. So under your analytics profile. This one has showed you that, okay, Google Analytics is fired. You get it has showed you Google Analytics is fired. So let's look at what was fired under Google Analytics. So what was fired under Google Analytics is what? Page view and users engagement. Do you get my point?
Mm-hmm.
So page view and users engagement was fired under Google Analytics. So we can look at Google Ads. This Google Ads. When we look at Google Ads, since this one has told you Google Ads was fired. So let's look at what was fired under Google Ads. So we have remarketing, basically remarketing. Everything is remarketing. So can we see that everything we need was fired? So if we interact with our page, now please notice something. We connect now. Notice something. The first time the page was loaded, we only had this. Do you get my point? The second time the page was loaded, we had this, isn't it? Now let's reload the page the third time and we
Rachel,
see what will
can you
happen.
check the messages? Can you check the chat?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you check the chat?
When you're back, let me know.
Thank you.
Hello, Righteous.
Yeah.
Yeah, please make this my other
Uh-huh.
device. Make
I'm
it,
trying to do that. How,
yeah,
how can
but
I do it?
you are not the host. The moment I went away, I think you took over the host. So since I already made it the co-host,
Oh,
so you just on when you see the Tola Kolawole, just click on more on it, then you can choose a setting on
okay.
chat. Just click on the
That's
chat.
just the problem.
When you click on the
Okay.
participants,
Speak again.
when you click on the participants, click on the participant, then you see not the started up, but you see the Tola Kolawole.
Make host. Okay, I've made you host now.
Okay, so let me check. No, you know what? You can make me. Let me check something. Okay, the recording is coming here now. I want to check if my system might go off, right? So I want to be sure. Since we are already on live, I think it will continue. Oh, okay, fine, fine. Stop live stream. Okay, I see it. Do you think we should pause for now, when the time is back, or Righteous?
Let's pause if necessary.
Let
Let's
me
pause
pause
till it
for the
comes.
let me pause the live stream so that yeah, I can only stop it. There's no pause there actually.
Okay. Let's leave it then.
We should leave it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me leave it. So I was asking to actually go back a little bit from where we actually missed you, but I think you didn't read my message on time.
No, I actually went back. I went back.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. Let's continue.
Yep.
So where was I? I was talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the corner-
So let's reload the website. Because we reloaded the website twice, it was triggered twice. This is the trigger section. It was triggered twice. So let's load it the third time since it asks us to reload. It's loading. Oh, good. It is connected. So let's see what happens. One, two, three. Can you see? It is
Yeah.
triggered 3 times. So you can check which container was loaded. Yeah, you can check the container that was loaded. Then you would see them here. Now, if we interact with the website, if we interact with the website, when I mean interact, let's say we click on the page, we click on somewhere. Let's say we click on about us. Good. So let's see what will happen. See what pops up. Link click. Can you see?
Yes.
Link click. See what happens. About us comes in. can you
Yeah.
see? About Us comes in. The link we clicked is loading because the page is, I think, just load finish. Do you get my point? So this one pops up, link click, because we clicked on a link on the home page. Then link click popped up. Do you get my point?
Mhm.
Link click popped on. Once link click popped on, tags were not fired because I did not ask them to fire based on link click. Do you get my point? I asked them to fire based on page load, page view. You get me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. So this is the page that was now opened. So if you click on the page, what happens? All these fired because in the configuration under the trigger, I told them to fire on page view. Do you get my point?
Yep.
So is there any question you want to ask? If you click on another, what's it called? Another page, let's say contact us. You see, link click pops up again. That we click the link. Then once the page loads, finish, see what happens. Contact us pops up. So looking at link click, it did not fire. Do you get me? Then looking at contact us, all our tag fires. Now, do you understand how it works now?
Yeah. So, question. So for this kind of thing now, like let's say you have a
Okay.
website running and you want to install Google Tag and all those things, do you always have to go back to the website to check the activities, or you could just get like a notification to say, okay, maybe like a daily report to say, okay, this
No,
is
you you
what.
you 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 have to test it out if it is working or not.
Okay. Now I'm not saying
You have to try it out
when you
if
have
it's working.
installed it up and running, right? So you see how we always have to come back to the Google Tag Assistant to check what and what is going on. So do you always
Exactly.
come here, or you can just get a report of what is going on?
No, you always have to come here to check it out. This is your testing ground where you have to come and check. If you want to get a report, probably you have to go to, like now for this now we have Google Analytics. You have to go to Google Analytics to check the report. Do you get my point? Because Google Analytics will read activities of the group chat of the, what's it called? Activities of the website. Do you get? But to
Uh,
ensure those activities are being read, you will need to go through your tag assistant to test it out, to do a test run. You know, if they want to, when they were doing railway, this is our overhead railway here in Nigeria.
okay.
Once they finish doing it, installing it, they had to test it if it's working, if there's going to be any default or not. That is why we need to come here to test it, to test our tag, to know which of the tag is firing, which of the tag is not firing, which of the tag is following our trigger setup, which of the tag is not following our trigger setup. Do you understand?
Yeah, makes
You're not going
sense.
to get any notification to your to your mail or anything. No, this is where you will come and test everything out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Eh,
Not
o-
wanted to be like that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's for that. So your Google Tag Assistant is where you can always come to check if your tags are properly installed or if they are not properly installed. So once you've checked your tag if they are properly installed or not, and you've seen that they are properly installed, then the next thing you will do is, let me go back to this demo. The next thing you will do is you we click on submit. Now that we've tested it that it's working properly, we'll now click on submit. Then you can add a description name. You can name it container 1, or let me say setup 1. And you can add the details. You say, okay, contains ET4, Google Ads. You get my point. You can before Google remarketing ads. Because, yeah, page views and link click. You get my point. You can add your description, and then you will see the tags that are in this workspace, and then you will click on publish. So once you click on publish, your tag, your setup, do you get my point?
Yeah.
Becomes live. Like it starts working. It starts functioning on your website. If you don't publish your setup, it won't function on your website, even after you've reviewed it, even after you've tested it. So the final stage is to publish your setup. You publish your workspace. You get my name. You get my point.
Yeah.
Good. So successfully you've created your tag. See, 1 tag, 0 trigger, 5 variables. We'll talk about variables. Here, if you come, you see your variables here. Event, page host name, that's your host name, page path, page URL, and referral. We'll talk about variable in a short while. So you can see your tag is live. You get your tag is live. If you should check for other, okay, the one I used before, it also has live tags. So if you want to check your live tags, you can go to latest version here or there, or you will go to versions here. Either ones, you will see it here. So you have 8 tags, 0 trigger, and 0 variable. So this is your latest tag. Do you see? Although I've created various tags before, which is Google Remarketing, Google Analytics, but I kept on updating it. Do you understand? So you can always see it here and edit it. You can always see it here. So these are your variables. So is there any question you want to ask on how to set up a tag and all that? And how to verify if your tag is working?
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty much straightforward, right?
Sorry,
So,
you're far away from your microphone.
yeah, I said I feel like it's pretty much straightforward. I mean, I understand the processes. I think where I'm struggling with is the use case. So, but I believe that by the time we do Shopify and e-commerce class, then I can tie everything together. As I said, this is the first
Yeah.
time I'm the tag manager, so I believe that by the time
So
we get
when we do our Shopify website, we'll be able to integrate these, and then we'll be able to do something more practical. Do you get me?
yes, I do.
So you'll be able to operate it with your own hands and see how it works properly. Do you get?
Yes.
So this is it. So this is the setup. This is the what's it called? How you go about it, which I've explained. and then connect your website. You can see which and which is running. So I even use Bullet Music for this one, so you can see which and which is fired. So if you want to publish a tag, you would click on submit, just like I said. You click on submit, and then your work is published. So that's it. You had your description and all that. So let's look more in depth on trigger and variable. Let's take more look on trigger and variable. So what is a trigger? A trigger listens for certain events. Now, a trigger listens for certain events, which is, or what we mean by event is certain actions that takes place
On
on
the
a
web.
website. That's what we mean by event. Then we also have clicks. We have form submission. Let's say you have a form on your website whereby you want people to fill in their details and submit the form. Do you get my point? You can also you get you can also do a trigger for that form, so you know how many people submitted the form. Do you get my point? We also have page load. Said when an event is detected that matches the trigger definition, any tag that references that trigger will fire. If you want a tag to fire only on a page, maybe just purchase, you see, example.com start purchase. You want to know how many people got to the purchase sales funnel. Then you can set up your trigger to only show page view for that purchase sales funnel. Do you get my point? Are you following? I can't hear you.
Yes, I am.
Good. So how you set it up is this is how you set it up. Uh, you let me show you something. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you go to trigger, then you can add new, then you can configure your trigger. Now, you see, these are the trigger type we have. Can you see all our trigger type? We have consent initialization page view, DOM ready. I will explain those one later. Window loaded. Then we have all elements, just link, form submission. Can you see form submission? This is
Yes.
also a trigger. Scroll depth, which is page scroll. How many people scroll to your website? Do you get my point? YouTube video. How many people watched your YouTube video? Then we also have other things like custom events, if you want to set it up, history change, JavaScript error. This for if you are using this one is for if you are using a coding website. You have a timer, probably if you have a timer on your website, trigger group. So these are the triggers we have. So we should follow the setting here. We set page view. Hmm? So we have our page view. Now, if we want to set up our page view, is it for all page view or for some page view? So we will click on some page view. Do you get my point? Then you will either decide which of the parts, click URL or page URL. You can either use or page path. So if you click on page path, you will say equals invalid filter. Okay. Okay, let's click on equal. Valid. Okay. You can click on page URL. Click URL. So we have our click URL. I'm coming out. So this thing you see here, or what you see here, are called your variables. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Or what you click here are called your variable. You can also add new variable though. So click URL contains, what does it contain? Then you put the
Sorry.
link there. Do you get my point? You will insert the link to it, and here we are seeing our link is, can you see? Example.purchase dot this. So we'll insert our link there and we'll click on save. Then we'll put this as it's a purchase page view. You get my point? Purchase page view, then you click save. Although I've not edited it finished though. That's why it didn't give me. So you click save. So that's how you specify your trigger. Do you understand me? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's go on. So we can talk about what are the type of triggers we have. We have different type of trigger. So as you can see, we have we have 11 basic type of trigger. We have page views, like I showed you. We have page views. We have click trigger, element visibility trigger, form summation trigger, scroll depth trigger, YouTube video, history change, JavaScript, time trigger, trigger group. So those are the triggers we have there. Those are the triggers we have there. So what is a variable? A variable is a named placeholder for a value that will change, such as product name, price value, or date. Data layer, uh, data layer. Tag manager implement a data layer to temporarily hold value in the client so that they can be used by tag triggers and variables. So this is the definition for variable and data layer. So basically, that's the over. Do you get my point? And how you can customize your variable. So basically, that's all what Tag Manager is about. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm okay. Yeah, Tijalo. Oh, Tijapa.
Sorry, did you get what I said? Where did you get cut off? Where did I get cut off?
When you started the variable,
Sorry?
I say your audio has been going in and out from that variable part.
Oh, variable. Okay. So yeah. So I was talking. Okay, where was I? So I gave the type of trigger we have. So these are the 11 type of trigger we have. And I also gave the definition of variable, which this is what a variable is. A variable is a name placeholder for a value that will change, such as product name, price value, or date. And also we have data layer. Data layer, Tag Manager implements a data layer to temporarily hold value in the client so that they can be used as tag triggers and variables. So data
Sorry,
layer can
you
be
can't see
used.
your screen.
Sorry?
Your screen.
So I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry, y'all. So these are the 11 type of trigger we have. These are the triggers we have. The 11 type. And here is the definition of data layer and all that. So this is where we'll close Google Tag Manager. Although there's a lot more to learn under Google Tag Manager, which is okay, which is from here. Tracking videos and scrolls, e-commerce setup, Facebook tracking pixel, and this with okay, and also this. We've not talked about this. So we've set up first tracking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've set up first tracking. So we need this and this remaining one are the one we will learn. I won't delve into this is because I want us to um Shopify the Shopify website. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So that we will do everything at once with Shopify. Do you
Yeah. Sorry.
get can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So in our next class we'll be talking about Shopify. So once we've spoken about Shopify and how to set up a Shopify account, then we can come into Shopify.
So
You get to go
our next class is Tuesday, Abby. Hello?
and
Hello.
Yes, next class will be Tuesday.
Yeah, so I do have an exam that Tuesday. Are we able to skip Tuesday and do Thursday?
you can do Facebook. Let's clarify. I can
Okay.
that's Tuesday. Yes.
Okay, sorry. You have
Sorry?
an exam. You said you have an exam on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I have an exam like 11, so I would like to, just do brush up on that exam instead of this class. I'm saying
I'm looking at
I will skip it and do
what
Thursday.
about because of we've actually skipped before, so I'm looking like if you can have it on Tuesday, either Monday or Wednesday, we can just adjust depending.
Be better.
What?
What is it?
I said Wednesday should be better. On
Okay,
Monday,
so
I'm going
let
to
me
be
do Thursday and Thursday, Abby.
choked up.
So to just be Wednesday and Friday, so we can just adjust it like that.
Then we'll now do Saturday again.
Yes, we'll
Okay.
not do Saturday.
Okay. I'll change my alarm.
All right.
Okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Thank you.
So do you have any question you want to ask?
No, so ahead of the Shopify class, is there anything you want me to read up or like a prerequisite or something?
Oh, okay.
Really looking forward to this class.
I'll send you the material
Okay.
so you can read up on it. I'll send you the material.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So basically, what has been taught today, is this something you can do
Yeah, I think
on
as
your
I
own?
said, it's pretty much decent. It's just the real life application that would make it stick forever, that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. Not a problem. You already have a demo account. Let me say, yeah, a demo account, a Google Tag demo account, right?
Yeah, the one I created the last time, yeah.
Yes, the one you created last time. So let's let's share your screen and we can go through it from your end where you do it from your end.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it because I closed. Uh, so I closed it that time. Is it supposed to send me an email for my details and all those stuff?
Righteous is asking you a question.
I'm fine.
Hello, Righteous. Sorry, what was your question again?
Yeah, so the last one that I opened, how do I retrieve it back?
Did you open it with your system, right?
Yes, but I closed the tab already.
And just go to your history for, if you can see six from your history from your browser, you can just click back on it.
I doubt.
So can you share your screen so we'll go through it from your end?
Hold on. Uh, yeah, 100%.
Hello, Righteous.
Yeah.
What happened? It was asking you a question and I was
Oh,
telling you,
I didn't get the question he was asking.
but let me just know, let me get if my system is actually okay. I think I can still manage this. Were you able to get it now? Okay, yeah. I think. Which screen is this?
This is mine.
Oh, okay, fine.
So my question was the last one that I opened that I got like a tag manager ID and all that. How do I retrieve it?
Go to all accounts,
Yeah, it's not there.
recent. Go
Okay.
to recent. Oh, it's not there.
Yeah,
What happened?
maybe because I closed it or something.
Ah, okay. Okay, just start from the beginning. Add a Google tag first.
So what parameter should I add here?
Don't configure parameters. Don't configure that. Just, no configure. Okay.
Just program.
Okay. Only for tag wired. Okay. I had your trigger.
That's it. Then they'll say
So add your name, your tag name. On title tag, add a title to your tag. Then you can click save. Okay. Try configuring a trigger. Okay.
that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Try show me how to if you want to trigger a specific page on your website. Okay. Leave it at contains. Let it be in content.
So the question I think I'm going to ask on behalf of Olusheyi. Wait, can you stick on this trigger? Go back. Yeah. So, righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, can you hear me, righteous?
Yeah. I'm with you.
Well, okay, yeah. So, what's the condition? So, actually, after you chose your page host name, then what's the condition to actually choose the this contains? What are the conditions and to
Now,
choose equals to?
okay. Click on click on that contain. Now we have equals. Now we're saying the host name is the same thing as, let's say, sartec.com. Do you get my point? Or we can say the host name contains, let me say, after sartec.com slash payments. Do you get start payment slash? Do you get? We have starts with, maybe the host name starts with um like that website that we saw that start with lesson dot the host name. You remember?
Yes.
You remember my point?
You're
Yes.
actually, I don't know if Olusheyi is not aware of that. So probably you might need to use
That's
example
why
of what.
I didn't talk about it. When we are creating what is it called? When we try to integrate into the website we'll be creating, then I'll speak on all this. So it's just a variable. Those are variables you have to set up for your trigger. So the first one, which has to do with host name, is variable. Do you get my point? This second one that has contains in it is your data layer. You get my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those two need to be set up for your trigger to be set up. So it's a way to specify, okay, I want a trigger to be fired for a particular page on my website or a particular link. When they click a particular link, you get my point, or when they do a specific action. So that is what that setup is for. So, and this, you actually need to, okay, let's say you want to know how many people visit your store. Do you get? So in this case, well, using host name, I won't advise. Click on that host name. So I would say you should use page URL. Good. Then you turn it to equals that content. You turn it to equals. Good. Then you input the page URL at the last part. Go to exactly. That's where you input the page URL. So this page URL will now be the link. You get my point? The link of the page. Maybe say www.com/ the page name. Let's say purchase. Good. So that is how. So it will only trigger for that specific page. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So you can add more page. If you go by the side, you will see a plus sign. If you click on that plus sign, you can add more page. Good. You can add another page. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Any question? Good. So that's how it works.
All right. Do you have more questions, or do you have any other questions to ask?
Yeah, I'm okay. I think I'm super charged up for Shopify now.
Okay. I might have to start that class with you. So, but there's no problem. We'll have it next week.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So we've actually exceeded our 2 hours already. So I will say thank you very much for your time. Righteous, thank you very much. The network almost
Yes,
messed everything up.
I was going to say now network is better because we can all hear ourselves, right?
Exactly.
What happened in the first 20 minutes? You didn't do
I
anything.
had to restart. I had to restart my network.
Oh, okay.
So I think I don't know. What is it?
It's totally more enjoyable than the first time,
Exactly. So I think what is probably causing that network might also be, I think, for you to have restarted your system and everything got normal. So I think maybe you would have to reduce the load, your tabs and everything on your system. So
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's fine. It's fine. We thank God at least we were able to get back on track. All right. So thank you very much. I'm going to end the meeting now, so we can all go back to our various activities.
Yep.
All right. So, but the
Okay.
group chat is still available for further conversation. Please let's make use of the group chat. Very, very important, so that we can all be carried along and we can know where best to fit in.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Righteous.
Thank
You have
you.
a wonderful day. Olusheyi.
Well,
Yeah. I guess I don't think you're not taking them to school, right?
this sounding.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's true. All right. I think it's even better now. All right. It's okay. All right. You have a wonderful day ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.